Hello and welcome to Bloodsport MMA.
Salam alaikum to everyone.
UFC Orlando is a wrap. What a blessing of MMA night it has been. Really, I was just so happy after that night. Such a crazy night of fights. And I will break down the fights or mention the fights that stood out to me. So stay tuned. Let's start off with the prelims. On the prelims, there was one fighter that especially stood out to me, and it was Francis Marshall. This guy is 23 years of age, had his UFC debut and immediately fought a veteran, a seasoned veteran in Marcelo Rojo. And how did he fight him, man? My God. I mean, coming into your first UFC bout against a very experienced fighter, people normally take like a slow approach and trying to get into it and stuff, but he went right at it. And boy, was he successful. I mean, for me, it was a perfect debut. He showed he can strike. He showed he can grapple/wrestle. He showed he can take a punch. Perfect, really. He got hurt. He hurt Rojo. He took Rojo down. He grappled with Rojo. He won the grappling exchanges and finished Rojo and knocked him out cold with ground and pound. Was a beautiful performance, honestly. Perfect performance for me for a debut. Showed everything that we want to see. And I don't want to start too early, but I think he has a bright future. If he continues this path, 23 years old, I see a bright future for this guy. So Francis Marshall, you gained a new fan. Couple of kind of honorable mentions from the prelims, because most of them were decisions. Clay Guida, this guy just makes me happy when I see him fight and win, man. I was just hoping that he will not get hurt. He survived. He showed phenomenal wrestling. He always posts wrestling his life on Instagram, I love it. And he had two beautiful takedowns. And I was so happy for him to see him succeed, see him win another decision. I mean, this guy, it feels like he's 60 years old and has like 700 fights in the UFC and still keeps on winning. Amazing. Gotta love this guy, man, how he always runs around, never stops moving. Crazy, crazy. So happy for Clay Guida. Michael Johnson, the menace. I love this guy, man. I just love this guy. To see him back in the win column after he had several losses over years and years and years. Then he knocked somebody out. I forgot who it was. Then he got robbed with a decision. In my opinion, he won the fight. And now another nice and beautiful fight and another victory. It was a clear victory for me. I don't know how Jakizi and people really thought that Johnson did not win. I mean, if you rewatch that fight and you try to tell me that Johnson did not win round 2 and 3, you're out of your mind. Clear win for Michael Johnson, beautiful performance. Also respect to Jakizi, of course. Also a great performance of him. Was a very good fight, honestly. Very good fight. I enjoyed it a lot and so happy for Michael Johnson. Darren Elkins, the damage. What a legend. But please, Darren, do your health, your brain, your family, everybody a favor and please retire. I mean, I don't want to take anything away from him. He still showed how good he is on the ground. He showed he can take a punch and everything. But being tough and just losing the fights all the time, but surviving because you're tough is not the way to go. If you're that age, if you're that full of scars, and if you get damaged that much every fight, and you have family at home, please retire, man. It's for your own good. Retire. But huge respect to him, and congratulations to Jonathan Pierce for defeating him. Then we go to the main card. The main card was a blessing. I was really just like this the whole time. I can't remember when I was that happy the last. That's just what makes me happy, man, seeing fights like this. And since there were so many good fights on the main card, all finishes, I will just go into like 3 or 4 that specifically stood out to me. First one is Roman Dolidze. This guy. In the prediction I said he's a striker. I said that Hermansson probably wins the fight because of his wrestling and stuff. But boy, did he surprise me. The grappling of this guy, the activeness on his back, his active guard, beautiful. He did not let Hermansson do anything from the top. Immediately went for escapes, went for submission attempts, and he hit it. He didn't just went for it to kind of like distract Hermansson. No, he really went for it and executed it. The beautiful reversal when they were on the ground the first time that led to the stand-up, then beautiful. Then setting up submissions, going for a calf slicer, beautiful, and then using the calf slicer setup to like trap him, kind of like in a kind of a similar situation like a crucifix, because Hermansson could not do anything anymore. Same like in a crucifix, you just can't do anything but take the punches. It's so hard to escape. And it was honestly just so creative, so beautiful. I was utterly surprised with his grappling, because Hermansson is not a can. Hermansson is a great grappler. He's famous for his wrestling / grappling. Honestly, so impressed. 2 big wins inside 4 weeks for Dolidze now. He's not the youngest, but he is definitely a bright future for me, so well-rounded. These Georgians are just built different. And I hope he takes a little bit of time off now, that he doesn't do the Andre Fialho style. Andre Fialho, who fought like 3 times in like 2 months and won back-to-back and gained like hype and everything, momentum, but then lost and got knocked out, and now I think even 2 times in a row. Because it's good to fight a lot, but you should chill a little bit after you took like 2 fights in that short amount of time, because you take punches, you take damage, and you should recover. Talking about taking punches and should recover, Taito Iwasa against Sergey Pavlovich. I'm a huge Taito Iwasa fan, so I'm a little bit disappointed, not disappointed, but sad. But boy, Sergey Pavlovich is a beast. He's like the Russian Francis Ngannou. But Taito Iwasa, in my opinion, I don't know who his coaches are, but for me there should be a rule for you. If you fight someone and you get knocked out by this guy, you should not fight again before the guy that knocked you out fights. If the other guy's injured, it's different, but Ciryl Gane knocked him out. Ciryl Gane still has no fight booked. Taito Iwasa got knocked out recently in September, I think. Now fights again. People underestimate the effect on your brain and your head when you get knocked out. It's not nothing. And the longer you wait, the better it is for your chin to recover. And I believe, honestly, after I saw the performance, that he would have also lost probably against Pavlovich if he would have taken a longer time off, because Pavlovich is just this guy's keeping impressing me. My English, goddammit.
He's getting.
He's just the pure definition of a monster. Pure monster. He's 30 years old. He's not old. That's young for a heavyweight. Sky's the limit for that guy. Because he's a decent grappler, phenomenal striker. He's really also technical. He brawls, but he's also technical. And his accuracy, he hits you. And when he hits you, then that's it. So my dream matchup is to see him against Francis Ngannou one day. I think it's really like a dream. But I can't wait to see him against top 5 contenders, because now he's in that mix. Can't wait to see him against guys like Ciryl Gane, against guys like Curtis Blades, John Jones maybe, who knows. Crazy and dangerous guy. Then let's quickly give some attention to a legend. RDA, Rafael dos Anjos. What a legend. I think nobody in UFC has a resume quite like RDA. This guy fought everybody, okay, not Conor, but the names on his resume are just crazy. Fought the who's who. So many good wins that aged like fine wine, and he keeps on winning. I'm here for it. I'm happy, and I love his approach that he now saw. Okay, look, the title is done for me. I'll move up to welterweight now. No heavyweight cuts anymore. Fights that make sense for me, that are fun for me, bring me money, bring me entertainment, and I think like 2 or 3 more fights maybe with this approach, and then he can right after the sunset and look back and think, wow, man, what a career. So happy to see him getting the submission win. His jiu-jitsu is off the charts, beautiful. Very happy for him, very happy for him. Then the main event of the evening. I'm still buzzed. I have to rewatch it because the Bloodsport MMA Awards are coming your way soon, so stay tuned, subscribe to the channel. And this fight is in my list for fight of the years now. I have to rewatch it because you're always hyped after you just watched it live, you're always like buzzed. And then you have to rewatch it to kind of see it clearly again. But man, was that a striking clinic. Everybody that loves striking was just in front of their TV and just happy. Like, I love these two guys. I was nervous the whole fight as well because I really loved both the guys. I didn't want any of the guys to get hurt, especially not Wonderboy. But man, was I entertained and this was just a blessing. I mean, what these guys displayed, respect to Holland for not wanting to engage on the ground. The talking amazed me, like they just talked to each other the whole time and everything. It was so funny. Just two nice guys in there having fun, having a good old scrap, gentleman style, having friendship after it. Beautiful, you love to see it. And you love to see Wonderboy winning, man. Seeing Wonderboy winning is like wellness for your soul. This guy, how can you not love this guy? He's really the NMF. Holland was, in my opinion, a little bit too tough for his own good. He took so many shots. I mean, the spinning stuff and the high kicks that Wonderboy hit him with. Nobody takes these high kicks, especially not with that much of volume, like so many. And these right hands of Wonderboy, I mean, he hurt him crazy and he just continued to stay there with his broken hand. But we have to say Wonderboy also broke his hand. It's not like an excuse for me. But Holland showed what a dog is, showed how good he is, how he hurt Wonderboy in the first round. And Wonderboy just showed in the striking department. I say it right now. Hate me in the comments. I say it right now. Wonderboy is the best striker, pure striking that we have ever seen in the UFC. And I know there are different kind of variations of striking, like pure Muay Thai looks way different. The stance are different, there's no spinning stuff and everything. But overall, striker, in my opinion, Wonderboy is the best ever. In a striking match, pure striking match in this weight division, I don't see anyone beating him. No, I don't see anyone beating him. My dream fight would be Wonderboy versus Izzy. I mean, that would be such a treat, man. So much respect for Wonderboy, 39 years old, always smiling. Chris Weidman filming how he gets stitches, how he gets his cuts stitched. He's just smiling, talking, having fun, good vibes only. Gotta love that guy, man. Can't wait to meet that guy once. So that was my wrap up of the event, guys. Leave a comment. What was your favorite fight of the evening? What was your favorite moment of the evening? Your saddest moment of the evening? Write down below in the comments, guys. Like this video, show some love, subscribe to this goddamn channel. Tell all your sisters, brothers, girlfriends, side chicks to subscribe to this channel. And most importantly, guys, eat your vegetables and see you next time, tomorrow. Bye, guys. Bloodsport out.
Eat your vegetables.